All right, we're live and on the YouTubes. um, yeah, so welcome to this week. It's been a couple weeks since I've been on here, and that's because last week I was out of town. So I tried to get the video out on like Thursday, but the day just kept, things just kept coming on, and I actually left town on Thursday night, so Friday just wasn't possible. So never fear, I'm back. We're doing some marketing stuff this week. We got beer, we got all kinds of stuff. And I've got a bunch of headlines to read through and some good content nuggets to talk about this week. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and get into it. Wait, I almost forgot the most important part about this week in small business. It's the beer. So cheers. Cracking another one of my home brews. Mostly because I got like so much of it that I have to drink it. Otherwise, it'll just sit there. And we can't have that, can we? All right. Setting that guy down. We're good to go, getting resituated, and now I'm going to share my screen. So I don't do this normally. I just go straight into content, but let's share a screen now. Let's share it. Boom. There you go. Now you're here. All right. So I'm going to change up the format a little bit, and I keep doing this almost week to week. Every other week, I'm changing up things a little bit, and I think this will work better because what I started doing is I tried to do a full like dissection reading through like 5 or 6 articles, and that was just way too long and too heavy, and it's probably boring. So I didn't do that. So what I did to change it up is I said, well, I'm gonna do only do like 2 or 3 videos, or excuse me, 2 or 3 articles, and then I'll just dissect those ones. And that was okay. I liked it, but there was just so many other little bits of content sometimes, like these really cool bits of news that I wanted to share that I just couldn't get to. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm looking at the top of my screen here. I think I got like 4 or 5 kind of newsy type articles that I'm just going to kind of clip through pretty quick. I'm going to read the headline, talk a little bit about it, and then move on. And then I think the last 2 articles, these 2 up here, if you see my mouse, are going to be the ones we dive into a little bit more in detail because I think they are worthy of a discussion. So let's go through some stuff. So maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't heard of it. This is kind of one of the cool bits of news coming from the small business marketing world. Apparently, this dude in Nigeria, was posting about his side hustle. I think he sells ginger. Yeah, he sells ginger internationally. And he did a little post and hashtag "This is my hustle." Didn't think anything of it. And all of a sudden, this thing is like trending on Twitter and all sorts of places. So, it blows up. All of a sudden, the whole world's using it. And there's actually some really cool posts that people are doing. I think it's pretty motivational. So I clicked on the "This is my hustle." This is coming from Twitter, and there's some good stuff here. So if you want a little motivation, you're going, man, I'm running this side business kind of deal. What's everybody else doing? Am I sizing up? Maybe you just need to see a positive story to help lift your spirits. Definitely you need that when you're running your own business sometimes. Check it out. Just go to Twitter, do the little "This is my hustle" up there, and there's like all sorts of stuff here. It looks like these ones are like food. I saw another one that was like a donut shop. Yeah, like this one's like a donut shop. That's pretty cool. This person sells, looks like some foods and some different things. That's just cool. I think that there's like all these segments of small business, and there's like the, side hustle version that you're kind of selling stuff on the side. And then there's like, I'm doing this full time, but it's just me running the whole ship. And then, technically a small business can have up to like 500 employees, so, there's all different levels of these different things. And this is one of those examples where, people are just kind of talking about their side hustle and doing some different stuff. So that's awesome. I think it's awesome. It's positive. It's uplifting. Let's check out another headline. So Envato unveils a DIY browser-based video maker tool for marketers. With Envato, they build like a lot of software. If you've built a WordPress website, you've probably had your hands in something that Envato has done. when you've bought like a plugin or something like that. I think Theme Forest is by Envato. Yeah, that's where you shop a lot of your themes. They're big. And what they already had is this software called Placeit, where you could go and let me flip over to it. You could go and like, let me show you this GIF. It's pretty neat. So here's kind of what's going on is they have these like pre-designed layouts that you can come in and just resize stuff. And they probably got a whole library of background images, icons, buttons, all sorts of stuff. I'm like watching the video. I'm supposed to be talking to you. I'm watching the video because it's kind of neat. But that's what they do, Placeit. If you ever heard of Canva, that was an example of this. This is the same exact thing. But now you can do videos. So up in this top bar, if you can read it, they have like an intro maker, a slideshow maker, content teaser, Instagram story video maker. So I see this as a really, really nice tool. I remember when I was kind of in the startup world and I didn't really understand how to use Photoshop, I would use Canva all the time. I've never used Placeit, but it looks like it's really similar. I wouldn't even be surprised if Placeit like bought Canva, and now Canva is Placeit. I'm not saying that's the truth. I haven't done the research on there, so if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But it's so close that it's reminding me a lot of it. But the video thing is cool. I think they have some type of sign up where you can get a limited number of graphics and stuff. But if you click on this get unlimited downloads, $29 a month to have unlimited stuff. That's pretty cheap. So I would check it out. If you're not a super big Photoshop person, but you want to have cool graphics for your emails or your Instagram or whatever, that's cool. And now to flip back to the news article, video is a part of that, which video is such a huge part of everything we do on social media now that, if you're not producing videos, you're just getting overlooked. And that's the truth. So, I just looked at a report where the most commented on thing over the course of a month for one of my clients was videos. So they drive engagement, people look at them longer, and they're just more interesting to watch. That's really what the bottom line is they're a little bit more, not a little bit more, they're way more cool to look at than an image a lot of times. So video is a big part of that. And I think that there's a lot of businesses that kind of miss this video thing because they just don't have the tools or the knowledge to be able to do this stuff quickly. But companies like this Placeit by Envato, now they're making it a little bit easier. There's other ones out there too. So these aren't the only people doing it. But there's like video, there's services where you can get like stock footage, edit it up with your logo all introed into it. So you can have like an attention grabbing thing. I see it on Facebook all the time. So they're advertising a lot there, but they exist. So I guess the bottom line, the takeaway from that is do video. And now you have an easier tool, a tool that makes it easier for you. So cool. All right, let's clear out some browser space here. Get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of that crap. Get rid of it. All right, there we go. I was trying to get rid of it. It wasn't going away. Maybe just wanted to hang out. Anyways, all right, next bit of headline-ish news. Before breaking up with Shopify, MailChimp quietly acqui-hired LemonStand, a Shopify competitor. And this is a very interesting story. I actually missed the news last week that Shopify and MailChimp are breaking up. And that's a big news for anybody who has a Shopify website. You've probably, I would guess that at least half of you are using MailChimp for your email marketing. And that's because Shopify and MailChimp have played together so well in the past. I have clients that do this, and this news kind of shakes me up because of how easy it was to integrate the two. And let me give you an example. So it was super easy to be able to say, all right, inside of Shopify, link to MailChimp, and then say, all right, automatically detect my abandoned carts and send them a message, post abandonment. Automatically identify when somebody hasn't been to my store in a while and send them an email to say, hey, here's some items you ordered in the past. Try to, reinvigorate that sale. It would automatically detect all these things. Now, to put this in perspective, to try to do that on your own without, that pre-built integration is a bitch. I'm working on it right now with another client, and it sucks. They don't use Shopify, but they're trying to connect into the MailChimp API, and it's not an easy thing to do. So Um, Having that already built into your Shopify store and seamlessly integrated, big win. And now it's not there anymore. So I don't know how quickly they're phasing this out, but I'm worried. I got to try to figure this stuff out with my Shopify customers and find another solution. Hopefully, there's still some way to make it work. Yeah, so what the news headline is, though, is that MailChimp acquired this company called LemonStand, which is another e-commerce provider. Now, in the article, I'll let you read it if you want to, but in the article, there's some quotes from MailChimp saying, we're not trying to become an e-commerce platform, or like, we just want to have some cool e-commerce tools on our thing. And, that sounds fine, but I think, I would challenge that a bit. I think that MailChimp absolutely wants to run some e-commerce through their platform because of the pattern of things that they've done. Before MailChimp was like when it started, simple newsletters. Then they kind of built in this automation thing, and that was fine. But then, like when landing pages and landing page like companies where you could just build micro sites and that sort of stuff started getting more popular, MailChimp said, well, we want to do that. Let's bring them on board. I think last couple weeks ago, there was some news out. I showed it on the live stream, was that MailChimp, and I'm remembering as I'm talking here, but MailChimp acquired a company to do more graphic stuff. So just like what I showed you before with like the pre-built templates on graphics and videos, MailChimp's working on something for that. And now that they've got this whole e-commerce thing worked on, I don't think they're going to be a full true e-commerce platform. Like you're not going to be able to put up like 30 products into the store and let it run like an e-commerce site. I think what's going to happen is you're going to be able to like take a transaction straight from your email. So if you're a small business and you're selling, one-off things or pieces of art or that sort of stuff, then you could potentially in the near future here be able to sell that stuff straight out of your MailChimp platform, which is a pretty cool service, I think, for a lot of businesses. But for those businesses that have bigger e-commerce needs, especially those ones on Shopify, this is damaging news. It's kind of scary. But anyways, next article. This is the news. Oh, I flipped this up. I left it open, but this is the news from last week about Shopify and MailChimp. But we're not talking about that this week, or we just already talked about it. So let's move on. Moving on. And we're going to grab a beer or a sip of beer. All right. Next, SEO news from Practical E-commerce. Google launches new algorithm update. To little notice. I didn't notice. I only noticed when I read the news headline. And a bit, this is like, they say little notice because I think it was a couple years ago when, see, like here it is, the Panda and Penguin updates from 2011, 2012. I knew I read that. A couple years ago, it feels like it. But it was more like 8 years ago. Anyways, those big updates like changed everything with Google. Like it was like mobile optimization and your reputation mattered. Like if your site like didn't have an HTTPS, like your shit's getting not ranked. Those are huge updates, and they like definitely were noticed. This one though, it's called Florida 2. It not really noticed that much. Definitely, they have some charts here where they say, this stuff did happen. There was a bump somewhere, but ultimately, I'm going to paraphrase all of this for you here. Nobody knows really what the impact was. So jury's out on that one. But I'm sure we're going to hear a little bit of news about it. I think ultimately, as long as you're doing the right things right on your site, then you're not going to see too much worry. Make sure you have your HTTPS. Make sure you're mobile optimized. Make sure you got your title tags, all that stuff. Make sure you blog. Make sure you're don't got like 10,000 backlinks from sketchy websites and that sort of thing. That's all just stuff that's probably going to be evergreen for a long time. That SEO stuff's never going to go away. So focus on that. People get caught up with these algorithm updates. They're like, the algorithm changed. So here's a tidbit. You might get a call from an SEO company being like, the algorithm changed. We got to update your shit. And it's like, do we though? Do we need to freak out every single time there's an algorithm update? I don't know. But That's it for that headline. Next. All right, this one's a fun one. This is a good one. I like this one. So what I'm going to do is read through these. I thought these were all kind of cute, and I think this stuff is interesting to read it for you. Weird holidays in April. 13 your small business should celebrate. Not all of them. I don't think you celebrate all of them, but there's a few in here that could be cute for your business. And really, this is like social media stuff. So throw something up on Instagram, do a live video, put something on your Facebook. Kind of just squeeze a little more engagement juice out of the day. So let's read through some of these. And how about this? I'm gonna take a sip of beer for everyone. How about that one? Let's have a little bit of fun. All right, so April Fool's Day. Duh, that one's dead even. That's Monday, by the way. So don't get fooled by those. I'm gonna use a bad word, but those motherfuckers that are messing everything up on April 1st and screwing everything up. Don't get fooled, people. Don't get fooled. All right, I'm taking little sips, because I'm trying to be professional here. All right, Reading is Funny Day, April 1st. Is that a joke? Is that an April Fool's joke? Both on April 1st? I don't know. Peanut Butter Jelly Day. I love that one. I'm a huge PB&J fan. Crunchy peanut butter is the superior. Don't at me, as they say on the interwebs these days. Don't at me. Crunchy is the way to go. Crunchy in the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Nice wheat bread. That's how I like it. Maybe, my dad actually, see, I'm going on a tangent here. My dad is a chef. When we were kids, he would make us like grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or grilled peanut butter and banana sandwiches sometimes. You put them on the flat grill and they're amazing. Anyways, maybe I'll do that for PB&J Day, April 2nd. Burrito Day. Chipotle, listen up. I bet you they do something on Burrito Day. If you're a business that sells burritos, Burrito Day for sure. Or if you're like a business that sells blankets, people wrap themselves up in a blanket like a burrito, right? You could celebrate Burrito Day. It could work. It could work. That's all I'm saying. Get creative. Pillow Fight Day. This is the one that threw me off with this picture. I was like, what? 13 like holidays? Why are they showing people in their pajamas hitting each other with a pillow? It's because there's Pillow Fight Day on April 6th. I don't know how to use that one. If the dead giveaway is like bed linens and stuff, and I think that's what this website, what is this website? See, I'm losing it. Small Business Trends. This is what they say if you're a linen shop, but who knows, man? If you got like a boutique clothing store or any store really, go out and just have a pillow fight in front of your place or challenge your customers to a pillow fight and Instagram live it all day. That'd be hilarious. I would watch that. It'd be flipping awesome. Do that. If somebody does that, send me the video because it's dope. Be Kind to Lawyers Day. There you go. If you're an attorney, go for it. Or if you refer clients to an attorney, that's a good one, right? If you've got some, a referral partner deal thing going on, that's good. Barbershop Quartet Day. If you can make it work by April 11th, and book yourself a barbershop quartet, that would be a pretty cool thing to do. Throw up on the live, right? Pretty neat. Oh, I'm not drinking. Sorry, I missed a couple. There you go. Take a big sip. Okay. What else we got? Got 13 of these? Shit, I got a lot of beer to drink. All right. World Art Day. That's cool if you're an art thing going on or if you have artistic products. Like, for example, there's a coffee shop right up the street from me that has art all over the walls. Let's get some posts going up for World Art Day. Get to know your customers day. Okay. I guess, I don't know why this popped in my mind, but when you're at like the store, like, hey, would you like this, this, you got to sign up for our rewards card. Or when you're on the phone and you're like doing the Sprint or the Verizon call and they're like, after this call, will you please take a survey? Now you could be like, hey, it's good. Did you know it was Get to Know Your Customers Day? Oh, I didn't. That's really cool. Hey, you should fill out this survey about yourself so we can get to know you. Wouldn't that be fun? That's what I thought of when I first saw that. But that's a cool one. I don't know how exactly to work it. I think you could probably, I imagine a lot of this stuff is transactional. Like, hey, it's Get to Know Your Customers Day. What's your favorite color, customer? Oh, it's blue. That's cool. High five. Boom. Yeah, it sounds really simple, but like that little bit of like a fun, interactive experience is going to get that person to come back, and I think it's important to have fun with your customers. And there you go. End of tangent. All right. Take a chance day. Interesting one. Yeah, let's read what these guys have to say. 'Cause nothing comes to my mind here. Encourages people to break. Whoa. Oh, there we go. To break the internet. Encourages people. Geez, this whole thing went to crap. What do they say? To break their comfort zones. So take a chance on achieving an important goal. Businesses should take a chance day. Should use take a chance day to something out of the box. I think I messed up the sentence there. Do something out of the box. And you nurture innovation, creativity, and ultimately growth by doing something extraordinary. So do something wild. Take a chance on something. Get a mascot out there. Have a pillow fight in front of your place if you got leftover pillows on a pillow fight day. Make it work. Hairstylist Appreciation Day. Straightforward. Give a high five to your hairstylist. Let's get those lives going for the hairstylist. That's what's up. Independent Bookstore Day. That one says it right in the title. If you're an independent bookstore, shout it out. Also, if you do these like networking groups like BNI and all those types of things, give a shout out to your independent bookstore buddy. Shout them out on your social media. That'd be a nice gesture, right? And then maybe they shout you out on return. You kind of take advantage of each other's audiences. That's how you do it. It's called co-working. International Jazz Day. This one's dope. Play some jazz in the restaurant. Say something on social media. A saxophone player. Do something fun. I like these. I think they're cute if you can keep up with them. Like I said, at the beginning, it's really just a way to try to squeeze out the engagement juice on social media when you're competing for attention with everybody. If you can come up with something a little more cute or a little more punny or a little more fun than the next person, then you can get a little bit more attention. And attention leads to interest, leads to desire, leads to action. It's all part of that. So, all righty, let's drink. I don't think I drank 13 for that. So I'm just going to drink one here at the end. Okay. Next thing. Now we get to dive a little bit deeper. This is a cool little survey. I've been getting a lot of these lately, and I'm starting to get suspicious that these are like all the same stuff. These like digital marketing trend things, and I've done them in the last like 3 or 4 weekly videos, and I do like them a lot. I think the stats are really cool. I'm starting to just be a suspect to like the frequency of these surveys and what they're really for. But I do think some of the survey findings are kind of nice. So basically what the manifest did is they surveyed a bunch of small business owners and asked them a bunch of questions about how they're going to invest in marketing in 2019. And what I wanted to do is just read to you the findings, the overall findings, and maybe pepper in a couple of comments here and there. So let's get into it. Almost all small businesses, 89%, excuse me, that's the beer. Sorry, it's very impolite. All right, almost all small businesses, 89%, invest in marketing. All right, that's positive. I would hope that at least that many invested in marketing. If you're not investing in marketing, you're crushing it in some way. I think that at some point I can make an argument that 100% of businesses do. Even businesses that are like, we don't invest in marketing. It's like, well, how do you make money? And they're like, word of mouth. It's like, all right, well, what are you doing to like make sure that people talk about you? Well, we do a good job. All right, well, you investing time to think about doing a good job and providing excellent service, that's marketing. So even if you invest a minute into it, how much do you make an hour? $60 an hour? Well, you invested $1 into it. You did it at that point. So I think everybody invests in marketing. I think what they're talking about here, that was like advertising and stuff, social media, that sort of thing. Next one, more small businesses, 35% prefer digital marketing to traditional marketing at 31%, as companies focus their efforts online. This is just a trend that's continuously going that direction. So more and more businesses are getting on the digital, bandwagon. I don't even know if I could call it a band. I think we're going to continue to see traditional marketing kind of shrink a little bit, but no, I don't think it's going to dramatically come to zero. I think there's always going to be a need for traditional marketing and that sort of thing. But I think it is going to shrink still a little bit more. I think we're through the big wave, I would imagine. That would be my hypothesis. But anyways, nearly all small businesses, 95%, will increase their spending on digital marketing in 2019, which indicates digital marketing is a high return investment. Um, yeah, so nearly all small businesses will increase their spending on digital marketing. So everyone that is spending on digital is saying we're spending more. That's good. That's good that there's businesses that are making money and seeing a return and saying, all right, let's dump some more money into there. That's what I try to explain to businesses that my firm works with is that look, our objective here is to grow your company, right? We want you to invest enough in advertising to see a return. But then once we're able to kind of see what works, what doesn't work, we're going to build a machine that really is just ready for more dollars. So hopefully that's the case with more firms out there that are doing the right things by customers, and that's why we're seeing everyone saying we're spending more on digital. Yeah, we'll see how that unfolds over the next what is it? How many more months are we at? 10 more months? No, 9 more months. Almost 8. All right. The top channels small businesses will increase their investment in are social media, 63%, website, 54%, and SEO, 35%. So a lot of people invest in social media. And this is like all of these stat things I'm finding are saying social media, like all of them. And when everyone's saying that, that means that social media is going to be basically where you're going to spend money. When you think about it, Facebook and Google are the number one like advertising platforms on digital, and Facebook takes a big marketing share there. So, and you advertise via Instagram too through the Facebook advertising mechanism. So Facebook and Instagram combined make up a sizable portion of anything advertised digitally. So that makes sense. Also, I think the popularity of freelancers and independent firms like my own that can manage social media at a somewhat affordable rate for businesses is increasing. So I think we're going to see people spend more money there, which I think is good. What sucks is when I see a business that provides an excellent product and they're trying to manage their own social media and they're just not doing a good enough job of it. So they're missing out on a big opportunity. That's why it sucks. Not that they suck. I think they're awesome. They're trying to do all this stuff. They're wearing multiple hats. They're crushing it, but there's a missed opportunity there. And that's kind of what stinks. But hopefully, that's kind of what makes up that social media spend column. And I think that we're going to, if everyone's saying that social media is going to be where everyone's spending money in 2019, it's probably what's going to be the case. The other two of these, website and SEO, pretty kind of standard break off there, as I would imagine. Yeah, but I'm not going to spend more time talking about that because I just rambled on about social media. So let's move on to the next point. You got stuff to do. I got beer to drink. I mean, stuff to do. And yeah, let's keep moving. Almost 3/4 of small businesses, 73%, invest in social media. So boom, again, the social media thing. Next song. Only around half of small businesses, 49%, invest in SEO, suggesting small businesses do not find SEO as valuable as other digital marketing channels. This one, I would want to convince businesses that SEO is important. Now I would expand my definition of SEO beyond just Google search rankings. We're talking Google, Bing, Yahoo, those ones. We're also talking about how you are optimized for voice search now. So Alexa, Siri, Google Home, all those are now in the mix there. There's also image search, and there's like all these other like engines that exist where you can have ranking like Yelp and Foursquare and all them. So what I would say is that SEO is really kind of part of a reputation management conversation. And I think that if it was explained like that, I think if more people thought about it like that when they heard SEO, then you'd see more people investing in it, or we'd see the stat column just change dramatically because people are already spending money in other areas like that. So that's what I think about SEO, is all those things combined to really like optimize. It should be like REO. No, reputation optimization, RO. There we go. I just invented a term. Don't take it. I'm using it. Reputation optimization. I like it. All right, last point here. About 1/3 of small businesses, 34%, invest in video marketing, while only 27% plan to invest more. However, video marketing can be extremely lucrative for small businesses. Yeah, that's them going, what the shit? Why aren't you spending more in video? And I don't know why businesses don't spend more on video. It's like the way to go. Any business that I've ever worked with that didn't do video, but then is doing video now that we're working together, crushing it. Like massive increases in engagement, better conversions on the website. It's like way better because of video. Video has the opportunity to tell a longer story, to give a deeper meaning to your brand, and more people are just engaged in videos. They're funner to watch. It's really what it boils down to. If it is that simple, it probably is that simple. Videos are just better to watch than looking at a stagnant image. No one wants to read something, not all the time. I enjoy reading, but like not that much. I'd much rather like listen to it or watch it on a video or something, So I think that like that's just kind of crazy, that there's not more people investing more in video, and only 27% of people said they're going to invest more. I don't know. Maybe it's because they've already done a bunch of videos. Maybe that's it. They got the Rolodex built. I don't know, but I do see that as something that is concerning. So my job as a marketer here is to convince people that video is more important. So hopefully you're convinced now. All right, let's move on to the last article. On this one, I'm going to do a little bit of reading, and that's kind of how I'm going to end it, because this is a big, deep article. So if you're not really a marketer, some of this stuff is going to go over your head if you read all the way through it. But if you are a little bit savvy to the marketing industry, excellent article. AMA does great work. That's the American Marketing Association. They always produce awesome content. I think I've rebutted a few other pieces on my blog, and that's a sign of respect. I think they do cool stuff, and they always have like well thought out ideas. And I'm a marketer, so I'm like, on their nuts about it anyways. But okay, so marketers are facing a crisis of precision. And what I'm going to do is actually read a segment of this article that I think is probably a good kind of piece of it that'll give you a good summary of what's going on here, and then we'll talk about it. But let me drink some beer first. All right. Whew. Here we go. Ready for some reading? All right. One critical nuance is that historic imprecision at the heart of marketing is that of individual consumers, not aggregate groups of consumers. Marketers have known with precision that, say, 10% of a group will buy if reached. What marketers have not known is precisely what individual consumers will be part of the 10% who buy. But it is the lack of individual precision that creates the cost and time inefficiencies. Certainly, marketers have been looking for ways of operating that are better than intentionally overspending to ensure a critical mass. But precision has been elusive, and the traditional infrastructure of big agencies, big media, and big budgets built a coup with imprecision. Built to cope with imprecision has endured. So let me read that last part again. Precision has been elusive, and the traditional infrastructure of big agencies, big media, and big budgets built to cope with imprecision has endured. In the past decade, a sea change in precision has thrown marketing into crisis. Data, digital, algorithms, and AI have unlocked the ability to study and engage with individual consumers in personalized and predictive ways. It's not a revolution in data or digital per se, nor merely a handoff of execution to algorithms or AI. All of these things are critical and all play a part. But what's fundamentally different in the precision at which data, digital, algorithms, and AI now enable marketers to operate. Having access to greater precision doesn't automatically lead to better marketing. Lots of modeling continues to show superior returns for TV advertising over digitally directed ads, but these findings are misleading. The biggest impact of precision is less in placement and more in personalization, getting in front of the most likely buyers, and only those buyers is most effective when it's done to deliver products and services customized for individuals. Predictive personalization is the power unleashed by precision. And that's that's why I wanted to share this with you, is because precision has been an issue with marketers. When I was in marketing school, you looked at these huge campaigns that spent millions of dollars to reach, a certain portion of Americans, right? Or people of the world. But the issue was that, you've got to reach, a huge populace, and then only a certain portion of that populace is going to take action based on your advertising or branding or whatever. That's really not precise. It's really inaccurate. Over time, we've gotten better at kind of developing target markets and, this sort of thing. And fast forward to the social media age, we can do things where we can target people based on interest and behavior and that sort of stuff. And we've narrowed it down even more. But even in those populaces, it's hard for us to identify which of those people is going to take action on anything. We may know that they might be interested. They seem to be someone who could want to buy your products or services. But which of that populace is going to make a decision? That's a huge question. If anybody can answer it precisely, then they're worth millions and billions of dollars, right? But what this is saying is that really now the ideas behind, this is the big wave of stuff that's being talked about in the marketing world. It's about being personalized, being responsive to someone's behavior as they interact with your different assets online. And the more we can become personalized, the more we can kind of pick out those people that are interested right now or are most likely to buy from you. Now, one thing I would have concerns with this is that there's also, at the same time, there's a rising interest or rising attention to privacy. And I think that privacy and precision run into each other and they roadblock each other, because in order to have precision, you have to know things about the buyer. You have to know where they're at. You have to know where they've been on the internet. You got to be able to pick up certain gender and age and that type of stuff to be able to put together this picture of whether or not you should be sending them an email or showing an ad or whatever. The more we lean towards a society that wants to be more private online, the less effective these ads become. So what you're starting to see is, I just saw it the other day, a pop-up came up on a website that says, hey, do you want to receive personalized ads or just standard ads? And it's a great example. I wish I would have screenshot it, because that's an excellent question, right? If you're on a website, do you want to receive personalized ads, stuff that actually is relevant to you and your situation, or would you rather just see the generic stuff? And maybe that's a good way to ask it. I'm going to think about that one. I'm going to ponder on that one for a week or so and think, is that the way that we should be asking that question? Do you want to receive personalized ads, or do you just want standard ones? I don't know. I've been thinking about it for a while, but I'm going to continue to ponder on that. And with that, that's it. We made it to the end. Congratulations. You heard me stumble through an article. I think I did a pretty good job. I used to like reading in class, in school. They picked people to read. I would be the guy to read. And I liked it. It's been a while since I've read out loud like that, so I guess I got to get better. And maybe having half a beer before I start didn't help. But all right, that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. I appreciate it. Thank you. We'll be back next week, barring any craziness, and we'll have a whole new set of stuff to talk about. Have a good rest of your week. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you.